Time to know the news of the week. I'm Hannah Tabios. This is the MB Rundown. The Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police reassured President Rodrigo Duterte that there are no plans of overthrowing the government. This after President Duterte made another appeal to the AFP and PNP to refrain from staging a coup d'etat against the government during his term.
Because I know that the armed forces and the police will have to decide one day, somehow. Do not do it, please, during my term. Told you before, all you have to do, kung ayaw din niyo ako, do not bring your weapons and mechanized irons there. Just call me and we'll have coffee, and I'm ready to say, it's yours.
But at the same time, he said he will continue supporting the AFP modernization program. National Democratic Front of the Philippines Chief Political Consultant Jose Maria Sison said Duterte is now having a coup jitters, citing that the military officers are already tired continuing the campaigns of the administration against the revolutionary movement. Sison said this was because they have failed to destroy the movement as one deadline after another passes. Defense Secretary Delphine Lorenzana said on Wednesday that the Philippine government will conduct its own investigation into the alleged Chinese missile launch in the hotly contested South China Sea. This after two U.S. officials revealed that China has been carrying out a series of anti-ship ballistic missile tests in the contested waters. Lorenzana said the Department of National Defense has no first-hand knowledge on the matter. He said they will later decide what measures can be taken if the incident is proven to be correct. Pentagon spokesman Lieutenant Colonel David Eastburn said the United States Department of Defense was aware of the missile launch, but he emphasized that China's act was disturbing, as the move was a direct contradiction to China's President Xi Jinping's pledge to the world that he would not militarize the man-made structures in the Spratlys Islands. Eastburn said these are obviously coercive acts to intimidate other South China Sea claimants, including Brunei, Malaysia, Taiwan, Vietnam, and the Philippines. After the trade war escalation, the formal trade talks between China and the United States are poised to resume next week. This was according to White House Chief Economic Advisor Larry Kudlow. Kudlow said the U.S. delegation will be led by U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer and Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin if the discussions will be held face-to-face. U.S. President Donald Trump also said on Monday that trade talks with China have already begun, which were being held by the phone after it stalled in May this year. Trump and China's President Xi Jinping have already agreed at the silence of G20 summit in Osaka, Japan last week to hold off imposing new tariffs on each other's imported goods. Presidential son and Davao City 1st District Representative Paolo Duterte is now considering the House Speakership race in the 18th Congress. The younger Duterte, who previously said that he had no interest in the position, released a statement on Tuesday citing that he has changed his mind as the House is now divided over the term sharing issue. He said he might be able to unite the lawmakers in the lower chamber. He also proposed that the speakership post be shared by representatives from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and the party list groups. Earlier, President Rodrigo Duterte said he would step down if his son would vie for the House Speakership. But Panelo said President Duterte can still change his mind. Aside from Paolo Duterte, Taguig Representative Alan Peter Cayetano, Marinduque Representative Lord Alan Velasco, Leyte Representative Martin Romualdez, and HNP-endorsed Davao City 3rd District Representative Isidro Ungab are also vying for the House's top position. Days after Francisco Isko Domagoso assumed his post as the new Manila mayor, netizens are stunned with the new image of some streets in Manila. As shown in photos, individuals may now pass through the clean and trash-free streets of Divisoria, Blumentritt Road, and Carriedo Street in Santa Cruz, Manila, as they have been cleared of sidewalk vendors after Domagoso ordered a 48-hour cleanup drive just 2 days after assuming his post. Domagoso's chief PIO said the new administration thanks Manileños for cooperating with them. but he clarified that Domagoso did not give instructions to mark the areas which vendors can occupy with blue lanes. In his inaugural address last Sunday, Domagoso vowed to do a massive cleanup drive in the city and appealed to the vendors illegally occupying the streets to vacate the spaces. He also revealed that he was previously offered a 5 million peso daily bribe to stop him from pursuing his cleanup campaign. Meanwhile, these are the other top news of the week.
Around 270 individuals out of the estimated 2,500 attendees were believed to have been hit by food poisoning during the 98th birthday celebration of former First Lady Imelda Marcos at Inares Sports Center Arena in Pasig City on Wednesday. Oronbo Barangay Captain Richard Puas said packed lunch of adobo dish with potatoes and hard-boiled eggs were served to the guests. Health Secretary Francisco Duque III said the eggs might be the cause of the incident. Imelda's son Bong Bong already issued an apology and vows to take care of those who are in the hospital. The Commission on Human Rights is now investigating the death of a 3-year-old girl killed in an anti-illegal drug operation in Rodriguez, Rizal last June 30. CHR spokesperson Jacqueline De Guia said the commission condemns the death of the minor who was hit by a straight bullet. Authorities said his father, who was the target of the operation, allegedly used his child as a human shield, but his wife refused to believe the police's claim. The girl is the latest casualty in the Duterte administration's war against drugs. Dozens were killed and over 100 were injured after airstrikes attacked a migrant detention center near a military camp in Tripoli, Libya. The center housed some 600 people who are migrants and refugees from Sudan, Eritrea, and Somalia. In a joint statement, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees and the International Organization for Migration condemned the violence and immediately called for an independent probe to determine who was responsible for the attack. UN Libya envoy Ghassan Salami said that the bombing could be a possible war crime carried out by the forces loyal to General Khalifa Haftar.
Let's take a quick recap of the MB Rundown for today, July 5. Armed Forces of the Philippines and Philippine National Police reassures President Duterte that there is no coup d'etat plans against his administration. Department of National Defense to conduct an investigation over the alleged China's missile testing in the West Philippine Sea. Trade talks between the United States and China are poised to resume next week after it stalled last May. Presidential son in Davao City 1st District Representative Paolo Duterte to join the House Speakership race in the 18th Congress amid divisions in the lower chamber. And netizens are stunned with clean streets in Manila after Mayor Isko Domagoso's massive cleanup drive. And that's the MB Rundown. I'm Hannah Tabios.